Like, comment, subscribe. Okay, it is my Tuesday, May 17th. Alright, we actually did a 34-hour reset over in Ontario between the Petro and the TA. Somebody screwed their hours up, so she was making it to where we couldn't get really decent team freight. So instead of taking a crapper out of there, I actually had an issue with my clock coming in a couple of days, which I could have probably recovered from if her clock wasn't so bad, because it was causing me to have to run a little more. So we decided we needed to get a chassis lube on the truck. So we decided, you know what? Let's get the truck washed. Let's get a chassis lube. Let's get some rest, and do a 34. Now, kicker, we were getting offered, before I decided to do the 34, we were getting offered some freight coming out of California and going to Denver. It seemed like everything wanted to go to Denver. Well, one wanted to go to Nevada. That one I found on the choice board. We're paying really good. Could have made it there with my hours, and she could have got a 34. She would have still needed to drive one day after she got her 34. But it paid really good. Now that load pays really good for a couple of reasons. One, once you drop it there, only weird place you're getting loaded out of, you're going back to California, deadheading, or you're going to Idaho. Two, you're going to have to go up over the mountain. You can either go the quickest route, 395, which, I mean, I think it hits 8,000 feet. That's where I hit in April. A couple years ago, I hit chains required over there. Sunny as hell, and then I go up there and it's snowing like the dickens. I got a old video up on that. Worth checking out. It looked pretty damn scary. Or we could have went a couple hours out of the way, jumped on the 5, and then went over Donner, which I didn't even check weather on Donner. Like 2 days ago, they had chain law going up there. But I wasn't interested in the reload deal. Now, here's the kicker. It would have been a payroll load, which would have brought this week into a remarkable freaking week. Now that I think about it, I think it would have brought us up to the best week we've ever had with this fuel surcharge. You got to remember, fuel surcharge is really making our grosses high, not necessarily our nets. But so I decide, nah, you know what? I'm gonna pass on that. I don't need to deal with all that headache, especially the reload. I didn't want to get stuck on that I-80 corridor. Yeah, if you guys have been watching, you know I'm not thrilled with that corridor. I make really good money Midwest and South and whatnot. So I passed on that, and then I couldn't find any other payroll loads, and the rest of those loads wanted to go up through Denver. So I called my fleet manager and said, hey, you know, I really don't want to go up through there, because where it's delivering, I'm going to have to go through Vail to be the smart move. Otherwise, going around Vail, Going around Vail is going to be about a 200 mile, 150 mile. It was a lot of mile difference, but it was like 4 hours. Now, granted, you're not going to do the speed limit going up over Vail, so it probably would have been less. And normally I would have just went that way, but the problem is that really wasn't going to work with letting her get a 34 in, I believe. Or I was going to get real close to a 34 before it picked up. I think that's what it was. I was going to get real close to a 34 before it picked up. So I was talking to my fleet manager. I said, hey, man, is there anything we can get, short hop, we can get a payroll load in? Because that load didn't pick up till the next day. And he's like, nah, man. He goes, we're just drained over here. So I'm like, you know what? I think maybe we'll just both take the rest of the day and get 34s. And he goes, yeah, we can do that. And then we'll get you off fresh clocks. We'll get you a good team load coming out tomorrow morning. Oh, and I explained to him about it. I wasn't interested in going to Denver. So, of course, this morning, I gave him a 0600 reload time. So this morning I wake up. We got a pre-plan, paying okay, picked up tonight and delivers in Denver. Yeah, there's that Denver load again. Oh, Oh, and I haven't told you that weather on Denver is supposed to be chances of thunderstorms. Now, we wouldn't be there on Thursday, chance of snow, nothing major. But, you know, going up over that mountain and thunderstorms and whatnot, I'm not real interested in that. I don't like that mountain. So, I'm like, really? Come on. So I sent a message to dispatch. I said, hey, man, remember I didn't really want to. This time I didn't realize my fleet manager wasn't in. Hey, man, I didn't, you know, we talked about it. I really don't want to do the Denver thing, but okay, I'll let sales know. So the load gets pulled off. I go on the load board. That same Denver load, that's it. That pops up. That took my last look, which you get 2 looks. I call it a load board, but really it's a choice board. You get two looks at it until you do a load. Then you'll get 2 more. So I told him the board was a bust. About half hour later, I get another pre-plan. It's this one we are on. It's a solo load. It picked up 10 miles from where we're at. A drop and hook. Watch this idiot. Look at this moron. Car right there. Dummy right there. He just pulled out from a dead stop right in front of us. I don't know if you can hear. She went heavy on the J. Right there. Dummy. Landstar. A lot of Landstars in Texas and California, I'll tell you. Anyways, so it delivers up north 457 miles at a Costco to drop and hook there from 0400 to 2100 window. So I'm like, you know, this is just dumb. Why are they giving me that? That's a solo run. What happened to get me a team load? And so I call in, and that's where I realized my fleet manager wasn't there. So he answered, and I said, you know, number one, let me ask you this. Can this be dropped early? He said, yeah. I guess we just have to drop it in the door, grab them, and get out of there. So I said, okay, cool. Now, I have a question. You know, we're a team truck with a brand new clock. Is there a reason you're sending us on this 400-mile northern trip? Do we have a reload plan or something? He goes, well, basically, I asked sales, and sales said this is the only thing to get you out of the area because they have only Denver freight coming out of here, which I find hard to believe. But you're at their mercy. Now, am I getting punished because I only took? I declined those few loads. I don't know. I know they don't like when you know, they were good paying loads. I know they don't like when you decline a good paying load, but, you know, I'm leased for a reason. There's areas I don't want to run. Now, I have been told, don't go to Florida anymore because I won't run flowers out of there. So I know they will get mad enough to where they'll pull a state from you. So there's that. You know, and then someone might say in my comments, well, why don't you have them take Denver out? Because I go to Denver all the time. I just do it from different directions. I don't do it from California. You know, I just don't go over Vail, especially when I'm owning my truck. I don't need to. One, it was an orange juice load, okay? So you know that shit would have been heavy as hell. So I'm going to lug the hell out of my engine up the hills and then burn my brakes coming down. No, I don't need that. You know, and I know, if you're burning your brakes, you're doing it wrong. I don't really burn my brakes. You know, I've been driving 4 years. I know how to do the hills. That's why I know. Oh, and then the fuel I would have burned. That had took every damn profit out of that load because I would have went way over that fuel surcharge that they were given. So hopefully, so then I asked them, well, is this load ready to go? Because I figured if it's ready to go now, we can zip up there, get it dropped, and maybe get a pre-plan out of Salinas or something, get over there and get staged. Now I realize we're going home in, what did I say, 5 days? 5 days? Yeah, the 25th, so 6, but we're supposed to be home on the 24th. So 6 days, whatever it is. So it's like, damn it, you know what? We can't do it. Run out of Salinas to the East Coast for, $7,000 or whatever. So now I'm thinking hopefully we can get something that will run us over to like Illinois or Michigan, because then we could grab a load out of there going to Houston. I'll even be willing to go up over Donner and run the 80 corridor to do that, because I'd rather get a load into Houston. Why is the back of this truck so damn bouncy all of a sudden? It feels like every damn load we're on, the back of the truck, it feels like the wheels are coming off the ground and then slamming down and bottoming out. Airbags are inflated. I went back there and checked them. They're good. And no, it's not the trailer. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Yeah, we're loaded freaking ass heavy. I forgot. We were loaded at 33.5 on the tandems and 29,000 pounds on the drives. Okay, there you go. And see, the other day it was like that too. But once we got out of California, I slid back and put more weight on the drives, and it just seems to be doing it a lot. But we've been having weird balanced loads, so that could be. We'll have to wait until we get a good heavy load. And we've been running some pretty light loads too. Off track, just squirreled. I wasn't asking you guys why I did that. I was just talking out loud, because I know what you guys would say. Well, what are your weights? So now I'm looking for a load that's going to take us directly into Houston to drop the trailer. Although now that I don't keep my truck at the Houston yard, I guess I wouldn't be opposed to dropping it in Dallas, or at even a customer somewhere closer. Now, as long as they're not going to deadhead us back to Dallas to pick up a load.
We do that once.
Yeah, they seem to, if you drop in Dallas, you got to go back to Dallas. They did that once, and the other time they had us pick up for Houston. I guess it just depends on when it works best for them. So, yeah, maybe I don't know if we have any drop and hook customers between Dallas and Houston or anything, but yeah, or even a drop and hook customer in Oklahoma. That would work too. That'd get us within 200-300 miles. But that's what we're doing now. That's oh, damn it! This is what I wanted to make the video about. I completely forgot. Is fuel mileage. Fuel mileage. Damn it! Okay, I'm gonna make another video about that because it's at the end of the video. Stay tuned for the next video. Fuel mileage. Son of a bitch. Don't forget, we got the Facebook page, Trucking with David H. Ooh.